Hi, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Hi. We are going to finish case 3 today, and then maybe start case 4 if this doesn't take too long. I have about 2.5 hours before I gotta leave to get my ass to the airport. I wasn't sure if I should stream today, but I feel really bad about this trip that came out of nowhere, so I'm trying to make up for it by even just doing a 2-hour stream. That being said, we're just gonna jump right into it today. The court table. Where's my court table? No, there's my court table. Now everything is fine. Hi, everybody. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome back. Aww. Look at all the cute chatters. Oh, we need to get rid of the Christmas emotes. Wait, no we don't. You know what? I'm gonna keep the Christmas emotes until end of the month. Yeah. Yeah, end of the month. It's staying. All my homies hate Lance. He's kind of a dick, yeah. He's pretty bad. Pretty unlikable. As are most villains. But, yeah. I still like the case so far, I think. I think I actually have to think about it a little bit more. We'll see. I don't actually know. The tree stays up for 12 days. 12 days is way too short. Usually it was tradition in my family to at least wait until the, like, mid-January, but most of the time we would keep it until the end of January. In Puerto Rico, Christmas doesn't end till March? Really? Is that true? Dang, okay. Oh no, your family took their decorations down. Put them back up. Screw your family. What if you, okay, would your family be mad if you just took the decorations and you put them back up forcefully? What if you just did that? What are they gonna do? They gonna kick you out? I don't actually know how Italian families work like that. My country's tradition is the 8th to the 6th the next year. Oh, damn it. Dang. Everyone takes down all the winter holiday stuff the moment they end. Winter's so bleak. I know! Oh my god. One of my biggest complaints about the winter is, like, I think that snow is pretty. You know, a winter wonderland is pretty. But only for a day. Maybe at most a week. After a week, I'm like, okay, I'm done. I can end. Winter can end now. Like, it just gets... Seeing just white all the time gets so tiring. Like, I do think it's pretty, but not for several months. So, you know, like, Christmas is nice, especially in Canada when there's a lot of snow. It's like, yeah, the lights give color, give life to the snow that's around. I very much appreciate the lights there. And, it is sad to see the lights go down. I'm far too lazy to take them down so early. Bro, same. And you moved to Montreal? Not yet. Going to. Hopefully this spring. Hopefully. Yeah, but you know what I feel like I've seen more of the past couple of years is neighbors in my area, or probably everywhere, but more people are leaving like white lights up year round. Like, I love the people that have like on their apartment complex buildings, like the people that put white lights around their balconies and they just leave it there year round. I love that. Just having some lights like that is nice to look at, and it's not exclusive to Christmas because it's just white lights. I mean, like, nobody can be mad at white lights. More people are doing that and just leaving lights
Let's
out.
go. Ooh.
Let's go. Ooh, I love that. Theos, thank you so much for the 8-month resummer. Really, really appreciate it. You would love to live where there's a lot of snow because then my interior design loving ass would go wild, making my home as cozy and colorful as possible. I really need to get better at that. I would love to actually have more plants in my home. I feel like that would
Where
just be
did my
helpful.
reserve yesterday? Louise lost.
Wait, didn't you resub yesterday? What's going on? Is Twitch high? Anyway, thank you so much, Julia, for the 34-month resub. I appreciate it. You usually take your decorations down in February and then put them up in November. Yeah, that sounds like a good... I got made fun of whenever I put my... When did we put our decorations up? It was like beginning of November. It was prior to us leaving for Japan because I wanted to come back from our trip and have the Christmas decorations be there, and that would be really, really nice. But people were making fun of me for putting it up mid-November. Oh, it's usually Americans. Americans don't like that because they're like, why would you put Christmas decorations up before Thanksgiving? Because, you know, America's the only country in the world, right? But like, that annoys me so much. I think most of the people that were complaining that I put Christmas decorations up early were American because, yeah, I mean, we grew up in my family where it's like shunned to put up Christmas decorations before Thanksgiving. Julia's breaking Twitch. Julia, you're too powerful. How do you do it? Hi, I can only be here for a second. Okay, I acknowledged you. Bye! Have a good day! Yeah, Canadian Thanksgiving is, I always forget. I think it's like the second Monday of October. And Thanksgiving in America is the 4th Thursday of November. It is so fucking confusing. I think I remembered. Wait. Canadians, is it it's the second Monday of Thanksgiving? Am I now I'm doubting myself. It's hard to remember. If you're gonna be Canadian, the rule is definitely November 11th. Oh, okay, I'll keep that in mind.
My sub report was outdated, Your Honor.
The sub report was outdated. Love that. Thank you so much, Tokarino, for the 42 months. I appreciate it. Am I enjoying the first investigation game so far? I am, yeah. I feel like it's a good warm-up. The first, like, 3 cases. I don't find the cases so far particularly weak. They're intriguing, and they all have something to do with the overarching story going on. In every case, there's something. So I'm definitely intrigued. But for some reason, I don't think like it's super strong. I don't know what's giving me that impression. Maybe that like all of the cases I just find are like they're good cases, but none of them I feel like stand out so far to be like amazing cases. Maybe it's that. But I'm having a good time. I very much enjoy, it's what I said yesterday. I very much enjoy playing a game that is more based in investigation than in the courtroom, which I know is blasphemy to say for Ace Attorney, which is known for being in the courtroom. But I do like being not in the courtroom for once. That is a huge perk of playing this game. Give Tion the $15 sour cream and onion chips? No. God dang it. Oh, I have to make sure that video uploaded. Thank you so much, Tion. Did I even respond to you on... I did. Oh yeah, I did respond to you in Discord. Okay. I thought I didn't for a sec. I'm like, my brain, I feel like I haven't had a chance to breathe in the past 3 days straight, and I'm currently constantly thinking in my mind that I'm forgetting something that I had packed. Like my suitcase is packed, but I feel like I'm forgetting something, and I hate this feeling so much. Because like I had to get ready for this trip like super fast. But I think I'm good to go. I just hate this feeling. Oh yeah, I probably should check the video. I like not being in a courtroom. It is nice. It's nice not being in a courtroom. Especially seeing Miles outside of a courtroom is especially nice. Because, like, we see Phoenix investigating outside of a courtroom a lot, but we don't really get that perspective from Miles. So I really love that. Ringos, thank you so much for becoming a member on YouTube. I really appreciate it. That is so sweet of you. Oh, I do love the Miles POV. It is hilarious in its own right. I really love it. Did I ever send the picture of that character ass? I didn't. Oh my god. The problem is, if I do not write something down, it's not gonna happen. Okay, send... This is gonna sound so terrible to say out loud. Send Tion Kaito ass. I wrote it down. Okay, it's gonna happen now. I will now remember, now that it is in my notebook. Thank you. I very much appreciate that. Yes, it's a secret trip. If this was a trip that I could talk about, I would tell you guys. Yeah, basically. You had to re-download and re-render a bunch of stuff today? Oh geez, Dion. I'm so sorry. I think, yeah, I downloaded a bunch of stuff to edit while on flights, because I think I have like 5-6 hour flights. 2 of them, which really sucks. So I'm like paranoid that my videos aren't like fully downloaded or they're corrupt or something. I don't know, I just need something to edit. I'm trying to edit my Ace Attorney hot takes video while flying. I'm hoping that works out. Anyway, video game. I don't have a lot of time. I only have like 2 hours today and maybe 15 minutes. I'm trying to leave around like 12:45. So let's play the game. This has been your official ass notification. Man, you guys are really looking out for me. I appreciate it. Who is Kaito? Just Google Kaito Judgment. Those 2 words. You'll find your man. He's hot. And then try to find an ass picture and you'll see what we're talking about. All right. So we should be, Mr. Amano bought the haunted house to cover up Lance's guilt. Okay. If I can't get permission to investigate the crime scene, then the truth will be lost. Hold it! Hold it, hold it, hold it! Okay. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you doing spacing out? Have you forgotten there's only one thing that you should do at a time like this? And what is that? When the people are in a bind, the hero of justice appears to save the day. Look, you just leave it to me. For I am Kay Faraday, the second of the great Yatagarasu. That's the first time she said that. There's another one. But I thought that you were a thief, not a hero. The Yatagarasu is noble and is always a thief of justice. Of course. If we have enough information, I can recreate the inside of the haunted house with this. Plus, if we then factor in everyone's testimony, you can recreate exactly what happened when I dropped off the ransom money. We may be able to figure out some new information through this. It's worth a try. Agent Lang? So you want to use your little toy? Be my guest. Okay, hang on. You're all about to witness the true power of a real modern-day Robin Hood. Detective Gumshoe, is there a copy of the haunted house's blueprints among the police's reference documents? Yes, sir. We got it just in case we needed it for the kidnapping case. All right, I'll input the haunted house data, then... It's funny that Mr. Amano is just standing there while this is happening. Oh, there, he actually said something. What is this? Where are we? It's like we're inside the haunted house. Even if we can't inspect the real location itself, the path to the truth slumbers here. If I can successfully navigate my way using logic, I'll ultimately arrive at the truth. Now then, I believe I'm ready to investigate the crime scene. Investigation, begin! Oh. Okay, what should I recreate first? You haven't figured it out yet? Maybe I have, maybe I haven't, but I'm gonna make you do all the hard work. Very well, I'd like to inspect the moment in which I was ambushed by my abductor. The 2 of them were definitely in this place at that time. If I can verify that, it may provide me with a new lead. I had just come out into the hallway after leaving the money inside the dining room. At that time, I saw a badger slumped over on the floor at the end of the hall. Eh? What was a badger doing all the way down there? I also thought it strange. However, I thought that maybe it was simply a mannequin that was set there for atmosphere. Do you know which badger it was? No, it was too dark to tell. All I saw was its silhouette. But we as the audience saw that it was a proto-badger. I'm not sure about the body if it was different though. In that case, I guess I'll just program a badger silhouette in for now. Okay, programming complete. Aw, do we really have to watch this? Then I started walking towards the exit. And that's when you were struck from behind, right? Yes. But that's odd. The hallway is a dead end. Where did your assailant come from? There's only one location I can think of. I believe my assailant was lying in wait here.
Take that!
What are you thinking, Mr. Edgeworth? That's a terrible hiding spot. He'd have to be a real ninja to get away with hiding there. That's not exactly the nuance I was trying to convey. Where could my assailant have hidden himself in the haunted house? Anyway.
Take that!
That doll I saw wasn't really a doll. It was, in fact, a costumed kidnapper. Oh, so he used the costume as the perfect camouflage to blend in with the rest of the house. Precisely. He waited until I had made the drop-off and was about to leave. Then, just as he saw me take a step towards the exit, he stood and launched his attack. I can think of no better hiding place than this. Hey, not bad! I'm beginning to think I should steal this tactic for myself. Just don't use it to do anything criminal, okay? I hate the blur that goes on with this. Well, Lance? What are you asking me for? As one of the kidnappers, I figured I should give you the chance to confess. I was one of the kidnappers, but I don't know anything. I did come up to the haunted house, but I never set foot inside. I left Oliver in charge of picking up the ransom money. He didn't set foot inside? Is he telling the truth, or is this another lie? Then you're claiming that it was Mr. Deacon who assaulted me? Yeah, I'm sure it was him. Okay, inputting the new info now. Mr. Deacon was a bad badger. Since the bad badger had a gun attached to its right hand, I'll have to change it so the weapon is in its left hand. This is all wrong. Now to verify the facts of this recreation. But it's all wrong. It's a replica of myself. You were totally oblivious to what was behind you, huh? I suppose I am also to blame for what happened. It was incredibly dark, which was all the more reason I should have been more alert. I vowed to never be caught by surprise again. So, have you noticed anything worthwhile? I have no obligation to talk with you. Well, I'm fine with just Little Thief in solving the case. That toy. It's very well made. That's because it's the heart of the noble thief, Yatagarasu. Okay, that may not be something you want to advertise to everyone. So, Sheena, what exactly is the source of this extra-dimensional-like space? I believe this is nothing more than a projection from that girl's toy. So it's an illusion, right? Yes. Hey, don't treat this like some sort of silly light show! Thanks for letting us use, Little Thief. Lang Z says, reject not those who seek the truth, so keep in mind that I'm not doing it for you, I'm doing this for the truth. Don't worry, I understand. We may have our different methods, but our wish is the same. I can't believe what I'm seeing, sir! This space that I'm standing in, it's like some sort of crazy dream! Except that it isn't a dream, that this is something this is Kay's gadget. No wait, this is exactly like a dream, sir! I've never been so impressed! It's a miracle! Someone sure is easily impressed. I'm so glad you like it! Oh, this is a product of your gadget, now I wish I had one too! Well, once this is over, I'll let you play with it for a bit if you want. You do that for me, pal? Thanks! Alright, let's wrap up this case already. Sounds like these that I wonder if they understand the seriousness of this situation. Miss Pops, by my hand, I will prove your innocence in the murder of Mr. Deacon. Therefore, please don't fret. It will soon be over. Do you not trust me? Your face is all beet red, Miss Pops. No, I can't. I have Lance. Wally, don't tell me that you like that guy more than me. That's... Oh, why am I so pathetic? I'm so easily swayed by even a single glance. What exactly is she going on about? I think you have another guilty person on your hands, Mr. Edgeworth. You can lie all you want, but it will be all for naught, Lens. As soon as I expose the truth, you will be placed under arrest. How can you do this after all that my dad has done for you? Dude, the power of manipulation, this asshole! What your father has done for me is unrelated to the charges you face now. Unbelievable. You know, you sound kind of like a bully right now, Mr. Edgeworth. Good! If I'm not serious about this, he will never understand the true gravity of his crimes. I will not allow him to remain a child forever. Woo! Now you sound like a dad. He always was a dad. Miles, my boy, what is the meaning of this? Do you plan to pay me back for all I've done for you with the conviction of my son? I have not forgotten my debt to you, however, your son's crimes are a separate matter. Further, I can't ignore the truth when it's right before me. You'll regret this, I promise you that. That's a threat. No matter the outcome, I never regret the choices I make. Ah! Ah! You didn't recreate the weapon. I can't exactly recreate something I know nothing about. So, tell me, what were you hit with? The attack came from behind, so I have no idea. But I doubt it was someone's bare hands. Okay, then, where were you hit? I was hit on the right side of my head, just above my temple. There was a bit of blood, but it wasn't anything serious. Ouch, sounds painful. Why are you smirking like that when you say it? It's just your imagination. Now, let's see. I wonder if there's anything in the hallway that could have been used as a weapon. I'm looking for something the culprit could have used to hit you with.
Take that!
I have it. There was indeed one such object lying here in this hallway. A prop sword. Are you talking about this thing here? Yes, although we did find it at the kidnapper's hideout. Wait, yes, it's possible that the culprit took it with him after using it on me. To leave no evidence behind, right? Correct. It would be worth a more thorough examination yet. So what test do you want me to run on this sword? There's not going to be prints on it. Wasn't the person who attacked you wearing a costume? Somehow, I don't think he left any prints on here for us. Oh, I actually get penalized for it. How could I have made such a rudimentary mistake? Let's run a luminol test. It's possible that some of my blood found its way onto this. Agent Lang, may I ask for your cooperation in this matter? Like I have a choice. Sheena, call the lab boys. Understood. Except for a dab on the left side, it would appear that the blade is spotless. It must have been the left side of the prop sword that hit you then, right? I'll update the recreation with this new piece of info. Where is Emma? Vanished. Into irrelevancy. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious crooked nanny! Who dare resub? Romancer, thank you so much for the 10-month resub. I appreciate it. Eureka! Finally, I found the clear contradiction of the facts about this sword. Except for a bit on the left side, this prop sword is absolutely spotless. However, if the culprit had used his left hand, the blood would be on the opposite side. If the culprit held the sword in his left hand, then the sword's right side would hit. But the blood was on the left side of the sword, right? He used his right hand to hit you. This prop sword has a large hand guard attached to the hilt. It would be impossible to hold it with two hands while wearing a costume with such big hands. It couldn't be the left hand or both ends. It must have been the right. I'll change the data to reflect a right-handed swing. Not yet, Kay. There's no sense in changing anything yet. If you change the parameters to the right hand, it only create a new contradiction. Changing the prop sword to be in the culprit's right hand would conflict with what? Well, that's just a missing model gun. I mean, I could say the victim's costume, I could say the Bad Badger's head. We're just trying to say the gun. I feel like I hope that multiple answers work here.
Take that!
Okay, they do. The Bad Badger already holds a gun in his right hand, so he can't hold a sword in addition. Hey, that's right! Then what now? If it wasn't in his left hand or his right hand, it means that the one who struck me could not have been the Bad Badger. Are you paying attention, Lance? Mr. Deacon could not have been the one who struck me. Which leaves only you as our primary suspect. Fine, it was me, I hit you. It appears that you lied to me yet again, but see how quickly they catch up to you, Lance? Woo, that's hot. Isn't Lance left-handed? Huh, yes, but that's what makes this deception all the more interesting. He used his right hand to make it look like Mr. Deacon had been the one to strike me. For you see, firing a gun with one's non-dominant hand is difficult, but that level of dexterity isn't required to swing a prop sword. Okay, please input this new data. The one who hit me was from behind was Lance, or should I say the Proto-Badger. You got it, here I go! Maybe he held the sword in his teeth. What is he, a dog? Actually, Lance might as well be. We have a faithful recreation of the situation around the attack on me. All we have to do is examine this new recreation and... Oh, God. Oh, jeez. And what exactly is so funny, Agent Lang? An amusing little gadget. It sure packs a punch, right, Sheena? Yes, it was all I could do to hold my laughter in. Ugh. Don't make fun of a little thief, you mean old werewolf. He and Mr. Edgeworth bring out the best in each other. You've had your little fun, but now it's my turn. I've sat quietly by listening. But the crude conclusions you keep spewing don't whet this wolf's appetite. Oh, Jesus. Oh, what Grey Wolf Sif mentioned. Tion, we're not talking about Dark Souls. There's no guarantee that your toy will always show the real situation at any given time. All it displays is whatever information you put in there, right? Well, when you put it that way, your suspicions are wrong. It's not your fault. So I'm gonna let you in on this. There's a trick to this haunted house. And what might that be? A trick beyond what your tiny imaginations can produce. Sheena? Mirrors, something mirrors. What you missed, girlie, is written right here in this pamphlet. The 7 Wonders of the Haunted House, the Disappearing Badger. Oh my god. Kill me now. Oh, is that why I think the body was the blue badger, but the head was the proto-badger, maybe? I don't know, I thought I saw that, but I could be very wrong. But, also... Damn, the blood. What is this? I'd say that someone around here is fond of theatrics, and as you can see, they set a doll down at the end of the hallway for that purpose. Basically, the blue badger you saw was just a stupid doll. How can this be? Guess that throws your whole theory out about it being your attacker right out of the window. That can't be right! Maybe the culprit hid the doll elsewhere. He laid down and pretended to be it instead. If the criminal couldn't even hide himself in the hallway, how could he hide a giant doll? Do you get it now? Thanks to your presumptions, your logic started off weak and led you to a completely wrong conclusion. Now get off your high horse, Mr. Edgeworth. I wonder if you could please input the new information for me. You don't know when to quit, do you? I can't quit, not until I can declare that I found the truth. Agent Lang, for the additional information, you have my thanks. That is a Giga Chan move. There you go again. Well, see if I care. I'm updating the recreation now. He's an absolute king, yeah. Okay, maybe he wasn't wearing the body of the blue badger. That looks really weird. Look at how it changes from the blue badger into the proto badger all of a sudden. If this leftover badger was just a doll, where was my attacker hiding? That's what we're going to find out, right? Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, let's go! This recreation can't be right, which means there must be a contradiction somewhere. This is so creepy. It's the proto-badger who struck me. I suppose I should really say that it's Lance. Are you gonna get him back? I need not resort to violence when the lawsuit I plan to bring to court will suffice. Really? Because I would totally abduct him right back. If someone steals from me, I steal something from them. If I get hit, I hit them back. If I get paid, I return the money. That's the secret to how a great thief works. Her third statement doesn't seem to be of much benefit to her survival. Ouch. Alright, so... I hate this. I hate this case. When you take a look around, it almost feels like more like a house of mirrors. Indeed, who has ever heard of this many mirrors inside of a haunted house before? At least we know that this is a real crime scene, thanks to these mirror shards. Hey, wait, these shards. There's something different about them. The ones we found earlier are thicker than the shards from these mirrors on this wall. There's some sort of design on the back, too. The pieces from that costume are certainly different from the other mirrors. Could it be that our pieces are not pieces of these mirrors? Oh boy. Pieces of a set of armor are in a pile. What do you think they almost have? Why do you think that they almost always have sets of armor inside haunted houses? I suppose this sort of interior design is meant to bring out a sense of the abnormalcy. Why do all your explanations have to be so hard to understand, Mr. Edgeworth? Now try explaining it again, but this time so that even a thief like me can get it. That may prove to be a most difficult task. This is where the proto-badger... Oh, this is where the proto-badger shows up in our recreation. Now the question is, where did he come from? There's no place to hide in our current model. There must be an inconsistency somewhere. Oh, Jesus, I fucking hate this. Why is this so nightmarish? I won't rest until I've inspected every cock and nanny. This blue badger is just a doll for use in this haunted house. I bet the one who killed this blue badger was a bad badger, right? According to the Blue Badger Bible, it says that they are each other's worst enemy. All because one's an ally of justice and the other's a vile criminal with a gun? Perhaps they were just destined to battle each other. Much like the Steel Samurai and the Evil Magistrate. It's the fact that Edgeworth actually thinks about that first. He's just such a fucking Steel Samurai nutcase. Is that really... I'm supposed to deduce something? Also, why is my input changing from... You guys see my input buttons? It can't decide what my controller is. That's very irritating. It never did that before. Okay. Yeah, my buttons be like, are you a PS5 controller or are you a Xbox? Okay. So the mirror fragment's different from the mirrors on the walls. Very thick and has a design on the back. I can't examine them though. And then they updated the map. Gatewater Land is full of mysteries. See if you can find and experience them all. The 7 Wonders of the Haunted House. There's 2. Okay, it's just an update. Oh, I was hoping to notice a difference. Let me try that again. Oh boy. Seeing is believing. Alright, let me back out of here for a sec. There's nothing else to examine other than... Let me talk to her real quick. Oh no, that's not... wrong button. Alright, notice anything? How is Little Thief? Totally fine at recreating the crime scene. All that's left is more info. But you know, I can't believe I'm replicating a haunted house. And that we're talking about the fate of $1 million. Pretty exciting stuff. Can't say I understand what is so exciting about recreating a crime scene. In any case, I believe that it is very probable that the murder occurred at this place. And if I can prove that, then we will finally arrive at the truth. Yeah, so what are you waiting for? Let's get investigating. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, oh god, my controller. Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna unplug and replug my controller in. It's really struggling. What is going on? Now if I click it one time, it's like double. You see that? It's like going double. Bro, stop! Yeah, game is working. It's okay. At least it's not the kind of action game that's gonna matter too much. Alright. I'm gonna have to deduce. Controller is haunted by Misty Faye. Get out of there. Get out of here. Alright. So... If it actually is too bad, then I can simply... Well, I do have an Xbox controller I could switch to. I just fucking hate them. I can also restart the game real quick, but I don't want to do that. I'm very confused. This isn't gonna get me anywhere.
Eureka!
This is a complete contradiction to this piece of evidence! Well, maybe it's not a complete contradiction. Hold it, Mr. Edgeworth, which is it? Is it a contradiction or not? Sorry, I don't quite know. There's something wrong with this scene, that much I know for sure. Or maybe it's just a trick of the eye. No, that can't be it. I need to... Oh. Okay. Thank you. Controller is haunted by the badger. I like that the controller more so is haunted by Misty Faye. I really don't like this. Because this is what I feel like I should be looking at. My hunch is telling me to look here. If my hunch is wrong, I'm screwed. Okay, just so I can be a little bit quicker today. Is my hunch correct, chat? Just simply a yes or no. That I'm supposed to be focusing on this image. Yes. I hope. I hope my hunch is right. No? Goddamn. It's all wrong. Oh, is, no! That is it! Oh, I should have never doubted myself. That is actually stupid.
Eureka!
hold on a second here. There is something wrong with this blue badger. Okay. You want to know what's funny about this situation is that I had this exact same problem when I made my blue badger costume. I Googled the blue badger, and whenever I looked up certain pictures, the belt was in different directions when I was making the costume, and I didn't know which picture to believe. And it's funny that I am now coming across the same issue. I'm like, which way does the belt go? I went through this months ago when I made it. Like what? The way the belt is on him is opposite of how it should be. Did you make a mistake? That can't be. I inputted the image data exactly as it is in the pamphlet. So then why is the blue badger dressed up in reverse? The blue badger in the pamphlet photo is in reverse to the regular blue badger. But why? There must be some sort of explanation. Okay, do you remember what you said earlier? What I said earlier about what? About how this building might have as well have been a house of mirrors. A house of mirrors? Oh, that would explain the reverse or mirror image. That this blue badger might be nothing more than a reflected image of a real one. Then was the blue badger you saw just a reflection? When I looked down this hall, I thought it was perfectly straight. However, if there was a mirror... Oh, then it would actually form an L shape, right? Precisely. I was deceived. The hallway was almost pitch black. And there was a beam in the way that obstructed my view of the other hallway. Wait, but why build this place like that? It sounds pretty pointless to me. Okay, this house is just another attraction at an amusement park. They created a mirror wall for a very specific purpose, one I can point out to you. This was the reason that they built a mirror wall. For murder! Oh my god, this bug. Okay, maybe I will restart my game. It's okay, it's getting annoying how it's jumping so much. That wouldn't explain it. Okay. Because it can't disappear, and if it can't,
take that!
No mirror. As it's written in the pamphlet, the main draw of this attraction is the mystery of the disappearing badger. You mean they built a mirror for that trick alone? But you said you saw the badger, so it was definitely still there. That was true at the time, however. Doing this allows someone to make the blue badger disappear in a flash. Oh my god. To remove a reflected image, simply move the mirror. First, the mirror was constructed so that it could be moved. Then, beyond where the mirror was, an empty hallway had to be recreated. Oh, so when they wanted people to see the blue badger, they would open the mirror. And when they wanted to hide it, they simply had to close it again. This explains why the other side of these fragments have a design on them. And if that pattern is the same as the other walls in this hallway, then when the mirror is closed, it would blend in with the rest of the walls. This is the mirror trick that this haunted house employs. And this also proves the existence of a hiding place for the culprit. How so? Think about it, Kay. There was a place that was outside my field of vision. The culprit kept out of sight by hiding here.
Take that!
There was a very large blind spot, one I could not see beyond, and it was here. If my assailant hid on the other side of the movable mirror, then you wouldn't be able to see him. He didn't even need to do anything to the blue badger doll. Exactly. All he had to do was wait for me on the other side of the mirror. Wait, hold on. I just thought of something. Well, shouldn't the mirror wall be broken right now in reality? Yeah, they're like in it. Since we have a few shards of it, we can probably assume that it was. It most definitely is broken. The question is, when was it broken? since we found these inside the victim's costume, and that would mean that the victim was there when the mirror was broken. Wait, that sound. That sound I heard was most definitely the sound of mirror breaking. I actually totally forgot about that. Okay, I'd like you to input this new information. Don't scare me like that! Sorry, but I need you to recreate something for me. Sure, whatever you need. So what do you need anyway? If you could first recreate this hallway just before I entered the dining room, you got it! Both of them. Now this, I believe, this is how it was right before I entered the dining room. Although at the time, I thought it was but a single straight hallway. And then, I went inside. I was around then that I heard the sound of a mirror shatter. You heard what, then? Yes, I believe it was then that the mirror was broken. Okay, so when you stepped outside into the hallway again, the mirror wall should no longer exist. Okay, please recreate that. Well, they're just sitting there while we figure it all out. There's too many badgers. There's way too many badgers. This was a mistake. Wait, but with the mirror gone, the culprit lost his hiding spot. So where did he go in his proto-badger suit, Mr. Edgeworth? That's easy enough. With the mirror gone, he simply hid himself in the branch hallway. I think this about wraps it up. Looks like we finally solved everything! No, not yet. An even larger contradiction has now reared its head. Perhaps you did not notice, but this recreation contains a very troubling inconsistency. The inconsistency between what I saw and the recreation lies...
Take that!
Here! Are you sure that contradicts with what you saw? Oh, well, haha, that's something even I must look into a bit more. What? If even you're having a tough time with this, then it must be one tricksy trick. Hey, wait, you don't mean what you just said, did you? Stop messing with me and just tell me the answer already! Thank goodness it would seem that she failed to notice my slip-up. The scene I saw before me and what's being presented in this recreation, there's something that was there on site that isn't in this recreation.
Take that!
Take a good look at the end of the hall. There's no blue badger! Exactly, the blue badger that I saw in reality is not here. This is the final point on this long chain of logic. The last remaining contradiction! So, let me get this straight. When you came out of the dining room, you saw a badger, right? And that is precisely where the final contradiction lies. Something that shouldn't exist was there before me. Who or what do you suppose it was? I believe this is the real identity of our mystery badger. Oh my god, the skipping. I don't know. I wasn't actually sure. The badger I saw, in actuality, the dead victim's body. What? Agent Lang, the entirety of my complete logic is my final, decisive piece of evidence. The murder happened in the hallway of the haunted house at the time of the drop-off. And you can consider the moment I heard the mirror breaking to be the real time of death for Mr. Deacon. Maybe it was due to their fighting, or perhaps it was the life-shattering bullet, but no matter what the cause was, the hallway mirror wall was broken. And you were in the house at that time, right? Are you telling me that you missed the sound of the gunshot?
Objection!
There were a variety of sound effects playing at the time. All for theatrics, I assume. The gunshot must have blended right in. That's the explanation. Okay. Now then, I'd like you to recall something for me. Who was it that was with the victim at the haunted house? And who was the one who had the opportunity to rob the victim of his gun and use it on him? It was you, Lance Amano! Why did he break the chains? I'm sorry! Are you really, though? Are you really sorry? It's not like I had a choice. Oliver turned on me all of a sudden. He snapped and turned violent right after I hung up with you. He shoved me to the ground and straddled me. I fought back as hard as I could, grabbed the gun, and I shot him. The bullet must have went through his body and shattered the mirror. If I hadn't taken his gun and shot him first, I would have been the one you found. He's a hardened criminal. He escaped from jail. See, that justified self-defense. Oh, God. He's claiming self-defense now. My boy was only trying to protect himself. That remains to be seen, and will have to be resolved in court. Agent Lang, I leave the rest to you. Hey, as if you were the one in charge around here. I'm going to solve the case, bitch. Guys, arrest these two and get them out of my sight. I had nothing to do with the murder. The only person you should be arresting is Lance. Dad! Oh. Bro. Bro is so pathetic. Sorry, but you're not slipping away that easily, Mr. Ernest Amano. You tampered with the evidence so that you could cover for your son. What a great dad you are, willing to risk it all. Truly touching. Times of cringe. By the way, do you know why I'm really here? How could I possibly know the answer to such an asinine question? You ruined me. I came all this way across the sea just to see you, you know. You came to see me? What's that supposed to mean? I have a few things to ask you, Mr. Amano, about a case from 10 years ago. Case from 10 years ago? What's the name that you use here for that case? Sheena! It's gonna be the KL9. Oh, KG8. I forgot the letters. It's known as the KG8 incident. So he hired people? Aw, this is related. So the gun, but who ended up with the gun? Lance. Did he give it to Ernest then? Because that's the same gun that Portman ended up having to kill a detective that I forgot his name already. I was gonna say Bruce Goodman. Dude's got money and power. So you remember it. Good. Then you'll recall that the trigger in that case was the Amano Group scandal. Specifically, the charge of an internal smuggling ring. Oh, God. Smuggling. There's that word again. Not 7 years. It's not 7 years. It's actually 10 years. At that time, the person that was arrested as the ringleader was Mr. Amano's very own secretary, Mr. Colin Deveray. Yeah, that's why he's, like, falsely in jail for 10 years, it said, right? How did he escape? That's probably related to. How did that end up? Anyway. Ah, Father! Even though you pushed the crime onto your then secretary, Mr. Deveray, I always suspected that you were involved with the smuggling ring, Mr. Amano. Mr. Deveray was arrested in place of you, which is why when he broke out, you hid him from the police, right? You hid him in exchange for his silence on your little dirty secret. Now. Please calm down. I honestly have no idea what you're talking about. Pretend to be ignorant all you want. We're taking you down to the precinct anyway for a nice long chat. Who said hold it? Who the heck was that? I'll take him down to the precinct if you don't mind. Oh, so that's how he ended up with the gun. Ugh. Who's the other person, though? There's still one more person, like, missing in the picture. I'm the prosecutor in charge of this case. Ah, Jacques, thank goodness you're here. Don't jerk me around. This is an Interpol case, so keep your paws off my suspect. Sorry, I can't comply. I've got the backing of the prosecutor's office. See, in this country, we prosecutors work with the police to bring cases to court. So if you could please cooperate with me here, that'd be great. Now, how about a handshake to seal the deal? Sorry, but I hate prosecutors, the whole lot of you. Arrest the 2 suspects. Sir! Oh, I almost forgot. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, is it? I'd like to thank you. Thank me? Yeah, for working so hard to fulfill my goal. Hey, is that any way to thank someone? And what the heck is that supposed to mean? You were so relentless with Lance that you forced Ernest to tamper with the evidence. I guess I did, yeah. Thanks to that, I finally had a legitimate reason to arrest him. You're welcome? I feel weird. How does it feel to bite the hand that feeds you? The hand that feeds me? I'm not sure I follow. It's no use pretending with me. You're the one. You're the corrupt prosecutor that's working for Mr. Amano, the smuggling ring, right? That's Portsmouth. No, I would never do such a thing. What the heck? Our intel's never wrong! Oh boy. Okay. In your prosecutor's office, there's definitely someone working with the ring. So Agent Lang suspected my relation to Mr. Amano. It must be the real reason behind his antagonistic attitude. On top of that, your mentor was Manfred von Karma, right? There were non-stop rumors flying around about forged evidence with that guy. You're not twisting the truth behind those closed courtroom doors, are you? The courtroom is a place where the truth is revealed. Well, don't worry, it's not only you. The whole lot of you can't be trusted. A prosecutor who never lost in 40 years, every defendant must be found guilty. Fueled by that kind of thinking, is it any wonder that courts produce nothing but falsities and lies? It would seem that his disdain extends beyond just me. Prosecutors, the courts, why is this man so angry with us all? Rest assured, the next time we meet, I won't be so forgiving. Oh, they're pointing together. That's kind of hot. So don't you forget it. Please, wait. Agent Sheena? Why does Agent Lang hate all prosecutors so? Lang is the head of a long-honored House of Lang in Zhangfa. The heads of all police-related divisions in that country were of Lang blood. Were? What do you mean by that? Aren't they still? They were revered, but that was long ago. They don't hold that sort of sway anymore. And it was all because of the courts. How could that be? A prosecutor once withheld and tampered with the evidence one of the Lang detectives found. That evidence's purity was tarnished, and cost the Lang family its honor and trust. But not all prosecutors are like that. Even so, Lang would never respect the court again, or any prosecutor. Alright, you know what I take that as? A challenge. Time to win his heart over. So Agent Lang is a man who hates all courts and is unwilling to forgive prosecutors. Man, what a piece of work that guy is. Come on, Jim. We'd better catch up. Yeah. Right. You still got to deliver that thing to the old man after all. Jim. Okay. Detective Gumshoe, I believe it's time we wrapped up and headed out ourselves. Yeah, are you going home, Mr. Edgeworth? No, I've done nothing but be entangled in one mess after another since my return. If it's alright with you, can you drop me off at my office? No problem, sir. Excuse me. Yeah, what is it? That is, thank you very much. Oh, it's okay. No need to thank me, pal. Just doing my job as a detective. I was fooled pretty badly by Lance. Oh, wait, what's a woman to do when she's been hurt by the one she loves? And to think I never realized my father was right there. I never said anything to him. I knew it. I'm a failure. Ah, there she goes again, talking to herself. Miss Pops, I wonder if you know why your father participated in the kidnapping. No, I have no idea. Your father died while he was trying to stop Lance, which means that from the beginning he had no interest in the staged self-abduction. I have the urge to save? Wait, then why did he... I believe it was because of your presence, Miss Pops. Me? Lance realized that the two of you were related, which is why he used you as a hostage to coerce Mr. Deveray into cooperating. Father! As a felon, he could not tell you of his real relation to you. However, as the Amano family butler, at the very least, he was able to watch over you. It was all he could do, but that was the shape of his overflowing love for you. Go on, speak your mind. That is... Thank you very much. You're welcome, although there is no need to thank me. No, Lauren, stop. I mean, this man's so much older than you. Honestly, she's based, though, so, like... We're all down bad. For Miles Edgeworth, it's fine. She just like us, for real, she's based. Looks like you've completely stolen her away, Mr. Edgeworth! Yeah. Join the club! Me and everybody watching the stream right now, I'm sure. Way to go, sir! Your technique is way beyond the level of a great thief. What are you going on about now? Wow, your deducing skills may be sound, but you have no street smarts. That's Mr. Edgeworth for you. Yeah, I mean, he still hasn't figured out who I am at all. You haven't remembered in all this time? I guess I'm just gonna have to say it. This isn't the first time we've met, you know. Oh, that's really awkward. What do you mean, pal? Mr. Edgeworth, how do you know this girl? Looks like you totally forgot me too, Gummy. Gummy? Maybe this will jog your memories. I promised I'd return this to you one day, remember? That single piece of cloth took me back far into my past. To that fateful day I'm not saying it. When I met the then child Kay. Oh my god. Of all the numbers they could have chosen, why did they choose that number? Chat's just fucking going wild right now. Like, look at this shit. Chat, how you liking the number 7? Tell me all about it. Jesus Christ. The faithful number. Chat, you certainly love that. Anyway, and Detective Gumshoe. The end. Oh. I think I actually have time to sneak in like the first section of the next one. So what else do that? I'm going to reset my game though so that I stop the skipping thing. See if that helps. If not, I will switch to my Xbox controller. All right, resetting. Okay. All right, let's go. 7 years ago. We're going back in the past to the first time we met Kay. She was 10. I think she was 17 or something. Kay Faraday, the young lady who calls herself the second Yatagarasu. The piece of cloth that she conjured up has taken me back to many years ago. The court! The judge! Yeah, that's right. I did it. I killed the guy. But it was the great thief Yatagarasu just told me. I asked the defendant, just what exactly are you trying to say? Don't you get it? I know the true identity of the Yatagarasu. The Yatagarasu is the man standing over there in the prosecutor's bench. Are you saying that I'm the Yatagarasu? Don't you dare deny it! You told me to kill him when you snuck into the embassy. Are you claiming that Mr. Faraday is the Yatagarasu? That's exactly. Oh, Mr. Rell, I think we've heard about just enough about, yeah. I'm telling the truth, Your Honor. Listen, you've gotta believe me. Oh dang, prosecutor being the Yatagarasu. It's a little awkward. In accordance with the defendant's accusation, a new prosecutor shall be called to replace Mr. Faraday. This court will be in recess until the new prosecutor is ready. Wait, if we're in the past, like 7 years ago, that could be really interesting. Yeah, Manfred von Karma. I'm like, oh, Manfred could actually be in this case. He's alive and not caught yet. He has never known defeat in 35 years. Oh, shit, dude. Okay, so yeah, 2 years after DL6 is this game. So 7 years would be, yeah, 35 years. That's right. Okay. Timeline. We got timeline. Dude, if we see like a baby Franziska, that'd be so cool too. Bro, the potential here, the potential. Oh, baby! Look at this baby! It's almost time for me to enter the courtroom. And so it is that my first assignment as a prosecutor will be as a replacement for a prosecutor who has been accused by the defendant. Edgeworth, I'm assuming, yeah, that's Manfred. Dang, dude. Oh, I hate that the music plays here. Sir. Have you read all over the documents regarding this trial? Yes, sir. I've memorized everything there is to know. Very good. The paperwork for the prosecutor substitution is just about complete. Edgeworth, always bear in mind that as your mentor, I, Manfred von Karma, will accept nothing short of perfection. I understand, sir. To have the chance to stand in court at such an early stage in my career, I am honored and proud. He's a baby is what he fucking is. So he's 19 here? DL6 was 24. I thought he was 24 at that age. And then 5 years prior to... Is he 19? Yeah, DL6 I thought he was 24 at that time. And then this is 5 years prior to that, which would be 19. He's so cute, he's so pure, full of energy. Pure, I don't know about that. As I have watched over your studies, I am giving you this very rare chance. Prove yourself, crush the defendant's pathetic lies into oblivion. Yes, sir. Okay. But such a legendary prosecutor will be watching and judging my performance. I have to be perfect in every way. Ah, the line. Oh. Cries inside. Thanks, I hate it. Oh my god, look at all the judges on the wall! Ah! A bulletin board. There are trials scheduled posted on it. Trials scheduled for this week. There's only today's trial listed. This must be a mistake, or this country's judicial system is not working as it should. This isn't so good. I could drink a whole gallon. I've never heard of water that tastes that good. Okay, I have, and it's called Smart Water. Don't at me. I actually really, really love Smart Water, and for some fucking reason, that shit tastes so good. I don't know. Maybe I'll give him a minute. Does he plan on gulping an entire reservoir dry? Excuse me, madam, but is something the matter? I just thought someone would have brought eau de voir by now. This is a courthouse. It would be quite atypical to provide eau de voir here. Yeah. Are you sure? Someone poured me a fresh cup of coffee last time I was here. What the heck does she think a courthouse is for? Mr. Prosecutor, you've got a good eye if you can tell that I'm a prosecutor with just one glance. As there are always only prosecutors and defense attorneys in this lobby, I usually hit the mark if I guess one or the other. You were only guessing? A luxurious and beautiful leather sofa. I must say, every part of this courthouse is meticulously well kept. Although the positioning of this sofa puts one under the direct gaze of the judges. Every judge in this courthouse's history has had quite the beard. Where's Judge Mickey? I don't see Judge Mickey anywhere. Where the fuck is Judge Mickey? And has gallantly parted with their beloved head of hair, I see. Being a judge must be a very stressful career. Ika! What a cold stare he's giving me! However, as a disciple of Von Karma, there is no option but to win. In Canada? Well, he's here! He works here, though! He's good. The power of his cold stare rivals my own. He's sleeping while standing up. Did Edgeworth just get beat in a staring contest by a sleeping man?
Pikes Peak Audio tipped $5. Hors d'oeuvres. Basically what they call appetizers at a fancy meal.
Yeah, I know what hors d'oeuvres are. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. There, you got your education chat. A bookshelf, huh? Compendium of laws for beginners. I don't have the time to read this and second guess myself now. Why not? Do it. The trial will begin shortly. Please wait a moment, sir. I'm already well aware of that. Look at his pointing. I know. Shortly or in a moment, which one is it? Be specific. The trial will resume shortly. Please wait a moment, sir. I was already well aware of that. What's this kid? What is this kid doing? He's wearing a blue Badger shirt. Delete him. Aren't these great? Daddy made all of these. Awesome! But didn't you get fired right after you made them? Oh. Oh, yeah, I did. I spent the same amount of money on this model as it cost to build the real thing. And my father wasn't very happy with me. Hey, Daddy, didn't you say you built a secret mechanism inside of it? I'll tell you about it someday when you're older. A secret mechanism? Maybe he installed it as a payback for getting fired. Could be trouble. Now I'm curious. What is this alluding to? A model of the court? Oh! A model of the courthouse. It's pretty well constructed. Hands and a face. Don't tell me this thing transforms. Yet I wonder for what other purpose could they have been made? This should lead to the defendant lobbies. Edward, where is your composure? If you wish to take a look at your enemy, do so in the courtroom as you crush him. Indeed, thank you. You are a man of wisdom and experience, sir. A man of wisdom and experience. Today's trial should have ended in just 1 minute. Because the defendant was picked up by the security camera, correct? Exactly. The killer had the gall to say that he had only killed because he was instructed to do so. Even more outrageous is his claim that the case prosecutor, Bern Faraday, gave the order. Faraday is such a fool. He's been cornered by his very own prey. My mind is so fucked. Because, like, I initially... You know how, like, your eyes read ahead of your mouth? I had thought it said pussy. So I was reading, like, he's been cornered by... And at the end of the sentence, I'm reading pussy. Sir, are you an acquaintance of Mr. Bern Faraday? He's a pathetic man who speaks nothing but nonsense. Nonsense? He once tried to explain to me a way of punishing those who could not be brought to court. Those who could not be brought to court? That is nonsense, for no man is above the law. Well, there are always a few exceptions. However, there is no reason to even deal with such individuals. A prosecutor is a guardian of the court, one with no obligation outside matters. Thus, there is no reason to deal with such individuals, I see. Edgeworth, disgracing yourself as Faraday will not be forgiven. Have no fear, I will not let you down, sir. In place of the accused prosecutor Bern Faraday, I'll prove the defendant's guilt. Very good. I've secured an hour of recess for you to prepare to do just that. Show them all the power of Bon Com. Prosecucy. Oh. Stop, chat. Have you achieved a firm understanding of the case? Yes, sir. I have memorized everything that is written down in the case files. I have? I don't have case files. I want to see if you really know what you're talking about. Understood. A murder was committed on September 8th in front of the Kodopian embassy. The victim, Mr. Dyed Man. Fucking hate Ace Attorney. Was a staff member at the embassy. Defendant in this case, Mr. Mackerel. Mackerel. Stop. Was held for questioning the night of the incident as he was deemed suspicious. He was quickly placed under arrest for possession of the murder weapon, a gun. Furthermore, at the time of the murder, I can't stop laughing. Oh shit. The great thief Yatagarasu had successfully infiltrated the Kodopian embassy as well. At first, Rel claimed that he himself was the Yatagarasu. Man, that smells fishy. But then he did not kill dead men. I can't stop laughing. I wonder what he expected to gain from such a desperate lie. It's possible that he wanted to go down while in the spotlight. There truly is no limit to people's insanity. Inanity. But I digress. Continue, Edgeworth. Yes, sir. During the trial, the prosecution presented the security footage that captured the murder. Janet Sue was onto something with that one. Janet Sue is always onto something with everything! Freaking God! God tier localizer. The footage clearly showed Mr. Rel as the murderer. The act of Mr. Rel firing the gun could be clearly seen from the visitor's gallery. Upon seeing that, the defendant retracted his statement and admitted to the murder. I did it because I was told to. Wait, what? Oh. By the real Yatagarasu Burn Faraday. Okay. That sounds about right. However, you've forgotten one thing. While this may appear to be simply be the murder of a Kodopian embassy staff member, people are actually referring to it as the second KG-8 incident. The second? Oh boy. I'm very sorry, sir. I fear I failed to study hard enough. Well, even among the police, it's information that only a select few are privy to. Could you please enlighten me, sir? Okay. You better not open it. You better not. Dom dropped a Coke bottle and threatened to open it after it's fizzing. He's evil. Sir, what do you mean by the second KG-8 incident? In order for me to tell you that, I must first learn the original case. Take a look at these documents. This is a 3-year-old newspaper. You have heard of the Amano Group scandal before, correct? Yes, I have. The secretary of Ernest Amano, the Amano Group's director, was arrested under suspicion of smuggling. Correct. CCU was an employee of the Amano Group and the sole witness to the smuggling operation. It was she who brought the crime to light. However, Miss Yu was silenced before she could testify in court. A shadow over the Amano Group. What's his relation to the smuggling ring? Okay. Wasn't a Kodopian embassy staff member arrested for the murder? Oh. Yes, a Kodopian by the name of Manny Cochin was the suspect. However, due to lack of evidence, the case went unresolved. Lack of evidence? If only I was in charge of the case, I would have done everything in my power to prove his guilt. To make sure that all criminals are found guilty, my mentor really is dedicated. Faraday was the prosecutors on the case then, and he was as pathetic as ever. Mr. Faraday was in charge of the KG-8 incident as well? That's right, and now, once again, the victim of the case you are currently assigned to was someone who was scheduled to testify against that smuggling organization. And just like last time, the victim was murdered right before he was to testify. You're catching on. The victim was murdered just before his day in court against the smuggling organization. Events are occurring almost exactly the same way as they did in the KG-8 incident. So that's why it is being called the second KG-8 incident. Yes. Yes, there is one difference between the two incidents. What would that be? The so-called noble thief that is sending everyone into an uproar. The great thief, Yatagarasu. Yatagarasu, I better find out more. How about I present to you my badge? It is thanks to you that I have finally become a prosecutor, sir. It's amusing that you wanted to become a defense attorney, yet became my student. What a strange path you have traveled. It's true that I had once become a defense attorney, but now I am honored and proud to be a prosecutor. I see, then, as a student of mine, I suggest you remember this well. The prosecutor's badge is not to be flaunted. Oh. The dignity of a prosecutor lies in the man himself, not in the badge. Oh. I understand. I'll keep that in mind. Besides, why put holes in your fine garments? It's simply preposterous. Prosecutors must also take pride in their appearance. I will keep this in mind as well. Oh. I'm constantly having to remind the others at the prosecutor's office of this. It's more fashionable to keep your prosecutor's badge in your pocket. In other words, always treat the prosecutor's badge with care and honor. I understand, sir. Oh. About the KG-8 incident, the trial came to a proper conclusion, did it not? Ha! I'd hardly call the defendant being found innocent a proper conclusion. If I had been on the case, no one would have a single doubt about his guilt. Wasn't there a lack of evidence to prove that Mr. Cochin was guilty? A lack of evidence? Ha! There is no such thing! That's just like him to be able to prove a man guilty even when the evidence is lacking. If it is true that the Yatagarasu showed up at the Kodopian embassy, what could he or she have been after? No doubt to steal any suspicions accounting records and release them publicly. Or, more likely, to steal secrets from the Kodopian embassy itself. Since the item that the Yatagarasu stole from there was sent to the police. What was it that the Yatagarasu sent to the police? I don't know the details. Anything related to the Yatagarasu in getting the top secret treatment. Still, I find it very ironic. By returning the stolen item to the police, it was proof positive that the Yatagarasu had infiltrated the embassy on the same day the staff member was killed. Criminals have a way of incriminating themselves, wouldn't you say? That would have to be the first time the Yatagarasu has left evidence behind, correct? Yes, indeed. If you wish to learn more about the Yatagarasu, then I suggest you ask Kay Faraday. Mr. Faraday? Oh, not Kay Faraday, Mr. Faraday. He happens to be the prosecutor in charge of the Yatagarasu case as well. He's the prosecutor in charge of both the KG-8 and the Yatagarasu case. Mr. Faraday really has a lot on his plate. Oh, look at her. She's such a baby. Holy shit. And she's holding a balloon. What is it, little girl? You're scary, mister. Did you need something? I want to trade these coins with you. A fistful of dimes, quarters, and pennies, but it looks like you've exactly $1. Is this what you want? Thanks! That's exactly what I needed. Did that girl just steal my fingerprints or something? I don't care if she's like fucking 10 or whatever. Could that child be here to watch the trial? How disrespectful for a child like that to be running around inside the courthouse. Does no one have respect for this country's judicial system anymore? The paperwork for the prosecutor's substitution is complete. Why, do you even know how much time there is left before the trial resumes? I'm sorry, sir. I can have you mopping up this courthouse instead of protecting it in an instant. It's no bother, sir. Not being completely prepared could prove to be a perfect handicap for me. A proud one you are. They just mirrored each other. I'm cringing a little bit. Oh boy. You had better collect the evidence from Faraday and prepare yourself. It's time for your debut, Edgeworth. Okay. Just what is going on? Why isn't Faraday here yet? How is it possible that the defense is not prepared yet either? Bailiff, where is Mr. Faraday? I'm not sure. I wasn't really paying attention. Oh, there's the judge. Oh my god, the judge has legs! Ah! That's more scary than the Blue Panther! The legs! You must be the one Mr. Von Karma recommended. Oh my god! I hear this will be your first trial. I look forward to seeing how you perform. By the way, was there someone celebrating a birthday during the recess? I could have sworn that I heard a popper going off. Come to think of it, the other day with my grandson. Sir, it looks like the trial is about to resume. However, yes, it would be all but impossible to prove the witness alive with the evidence from Barry. What is that blasted buffoon up to? It's an emergency, sirs! Oh, baby gumshoe! Silence! There shall be no yelling in this sacred hall of law. Bailiff, remove that man from this courtroom at once. But please, oh wait, you have to listen to me. There's an emergency. Defendant lobby number 2, Mr. Faraday and the defendant. The two of them, they're both dead, Your Honor. What? Huh? Is that a line of ants? Stay back. Oh my god, why is... Okay, you know what? I'm not even gonna question it. This is completely normal. No one's allowed on the crime scene, period. Who is this oddball think he is? This is becoming quite the hot spot. Isn't she Mr. Rell's defense attorney? Hey, you! No running in the hallway, pal! And who are you to tell me what to do? I'll never find out what's going on like this. It's time for some civil discourse. Young Judges for Justice. A poster of the judge. There's a longer slogan of some sort on it in tiny letters at the bottom. Every strike of my gavel brings the truth closer to me and my hair farther away. Is this a promotional poster for the court or a hair growth product? A fire extinguisher. If one were to be hit in the head with this, I suppose the victim would lose a memory or two. But it's not as though I'd ever be so foolish as to be struck by one of these. First, I need to get a handle on the situation. Perhaps I should talk to some people. Defendant lobby number 1 is through here. The incident took place in number 2 next door. I shouldn't allow myself to be sidetracked like this. I'd better get a move on. Interesting. They're selling special court-themed food products here. Many of them seem sort of troublesome and suspicious. Objection, I suppose. You're a fucking nerd. This sofa looks like it's seen its fair share of use, and it looks like another part of the courthouse is visible from the window. My eyes have locked with my reflection's eyes in the barred window! As a student of barn karma, I refuse to back down. Sweetie. Sweetie. I won. Wow, good for you, Edgeworth. Wow, what a big boy. Wow, you're doing great, sweetie. He's so dumb. Is Miles stupid? No! That's some high IQ shit, chat. That is not stupid. And you are... Oh, me? Hey, pal. It's common courtesy to tell someone your name first before asking theirs. This is the first time they're meeting? Aww. Point taken. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I am a district prosecutor. Prosecutor? I've never seen a prosecutor as young as you, pal. I told you my name. Now, would you mind telling me yours? Detective Dick Gumshoe, and just recently I achieved my dream of becoming a detective. More than a dream, it's what I was born to do. Wow, what a lad. What a fucking lad. Wait, maybe I should check and make sure I'm not really in some crazy dream first. This detective is entirely too excited to be at a murder scene. Have you seen my badge? You mentioned that you're only recently become a detective, did you not? You got it! I'm a brand spanking new detective! So that means you've probably never seen a real prosecutor's badge, right? If you're so desired to see one, I just might be able to make your day. You don't have to go through the trouble, pal, because a real man has a police badge. And someday, I'm gonna become an ace detective, just like Detective Bad. Oh. Did I say something wrong, pal? Forget it, detective. Do you have any insight on this detective Gumshoe? Well, as a detective, I'd rather see something that is actually related to the case, pal. Here, I thought this was related enough. Oh, wow. That's a lot more people that just showed up. So, Byrne Faraday, 40 years old, accused by Rel of being the Yatagarasu. Dead man. You guys think that he's dead? Staff member was gunned down in front of the embassy by Rel. Mackerel. Embassy staff killing suspect. Arrested on suspicion for the handgun he was carrying. Yatagarasu. Real identity is unknown, but claims to be a noble thief. Infiltrated the embassy. Not Kay Faraday. A girl with a balloon. During the recess, she asked me to change some coins for her. Judge in embassy staff killing case. The judge. We don't even get the judge's age. We never know. And Dick Gumshoe, 26. He's so young. New rookie detective at the precinct. First crime scene. Seems very enthusiastic. The judge is eternal. Forever just doesn't have an age. So, Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling me what you know about the incident? You know that I don't have to tell you anything, right? I know that. But it would behoove you to fill me in on what you know. Wow, you're a proud one for such a youngster, aren't you? Anyway, Detective Bad is the one in charge. So you're just gonna have to ask him for all the details, okay? As for me, I was guarding the door to defendant lobby number 2. Huh, so you were on guard these days. Did you notice anything strange while you were on duty? I freaked out whenever I heard a gunshot, and then I kind of froze. You're a detective, and a measly gunshot scared you that much? Then again, I can hardly claim to know what it's like to hear one of those at close range. Detective Bad came running to the scene. We went into lobby number 2 together and both men were lying there dead. Is that everything? Me when I lie. Just, yeah, just shh. Yeah, that's it. I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peeper of a struggle. Interesting. Other than the gunshot, you didn't hear a single sound of commotion. Okay. Bye, Gumshoe. Do you have a minute? You know, I'm not really into talking to people I don't know. Especially at a time like this. I apologize for not introducing myself before bothering you. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I was to take Mr. Faraday's place in court. Edgeworth, huh? Never heard of you. So, Faraday's substitute is a newbie, huh? I'll have you know, madam, that I studied under Manfred von Karma. The wink. Do not take me for some naive novice. Do not take me for some naive novice. She's gonna laugh. Ah! So you're a student of Von Karma? I should have. Those clothes are a dead giveaway. Stop right there! These are the garments of one who gallantly presents the facts. He's such a fucking nerd. Oh my god. I have to screenshot this. I have to. It's so stupid. Oh, thanks for the great laugh, but try not to make me laugh so much, okay? I wasn't trying to do anything of the sort! Just kidding, I was just goofing around. By the way, do you know who I am? My name is Callista Yu. And if you're telling the truth, then we were about to go head-to-head in court. But of course, I have heard much about you, Miss Yu. But of course, I have heard much about you. You're a regular Shakespeare. Did I say something funny? Everything you say is funny, Edgeworth. Have you seen my badge? It's a shame that we will not be able to face each other. It was to be my very first trial, too. Oh, with that declaration of war. How nice it is to be young and carefree. And what a nice squeaky clean badge you've got yourself there. I'm jealous. I'm sure its gleam will dull over time with experience. Are you saying your reputation will also tarnish over time with it? That's not what I meant! Well, you can't just avoid some things in life. I'll never allow my badge or my reputation to become tarnished. Miss Yu, what do you think about this piece of evidence? Actually, Edgeworth, I'm interested in finding out what you think about it. I don't really know all that much about it. And I don't really know all that much about it either. Sorry. Guess I can't be of any service. I can't push her too much. She'll just start laughing again. I'd like you to update me on the situation. I don't really know anything. Why don't you try talking to those detectives over there? If that's the case, then why are you here? What is so funny? It's just the way you speak is so tactless. The person I was going against in court until only a little while ago was just murdered. It's not like I could go back into the courtroom pretending as though nothing happened. That's a good point. I apologize for asking such an insensitive question. It's fine, don't worry about it. Excuse me, but, who are you? Detective Tyrell Bad. Oh. Trial. Okay, homicide. I was informed of the situation and came as quickly as possible, so how did you arrive and inspect the body before me? Faraday requested for me to testify in the trial. Plain and simple. Mr. Faraday requested that you be here. Have you seen my badge? Does showing that off make you feel like a big, strong prosecutor? Of course not. I was simply proving my title of prosecutor to you. I see, most prosecutors don't go around flaunting those things. It's like a detective walking around outside with his badge flashing in the sunlight. Show that off too much and before you know it, you'll be elbow deep in angry criminals. That would definitely be a problem. Detective Bad, I'd like to ask you about this piece of evidence. Could you please pay attention? I'm listening, but I've got nothing to say. End of story. Very well. Why couldn't you just say that in the first place? Are they in my profiles? Okay, yeah, there they are. She's 22? Ain't no fucking way. Eagle-eyed. I've already contacted HQ about the situation. I've got nothing to say to you, kid. Kid? I'm Mr. Faraday's substitute in today's trial, therefore I insist that you update me on this situation. I can't back down here, I have a right to know. Do I need to teach you a thing or two about how to talk to adults, kid? Is he threatening me? Is he going for his gun? It's just a mirror! How dare he trick me like that? Faraday was stabbed to death with some kind of blade, and he had a gun in his hand. The other man, Mr. Mackerel, was shot and killed. He was found holding a bloody knife in his hand. Was there anyone else who went into defendant lobby number 2? Yeah, that big lug over there, his name's Gumshoe. He was in charge of guarding the place. He's claiming that no one else entered the room. If that's the case, then they must have killed each other, correct? Maybe. Such impudence! This guy is really testing my patience. Why was I not informed that you were going to testify in court? Homicides are my only gig. The Adegrassi case is also one of my assignments. So you were called upon to comment on the Adegrassi's characteristics in order to assess if Mr. Faraday really was the Adegrassi or not? Well, looks like you just might have a brain after all in that head of yours, son. Son? I am not your son, Pops! Edgeworth. Miss Yu, there's someone here who wishes to see you. Who is it? A Cadopian Embassy staff member by the name of Manny Cochin. What's going on? The detective bad at Miss Yu's moods just changed all of a sudden. Wait a second, wasn't Manny Cochin? I'll be right there. Nice to see you again, Miss Yu. Why are you here? I have no desire to see you ever again. No. Actually, would you mind stepping outside for a brief chat? Fine, let's go. Bad? Von Karma, it's been too long. I knew you would show up. You usually do when the Adegrassi was involved, and I see this case is no exception. Do you know Detective Bad, sir? Yes, he's like an old bloodhound that never leaves the scene of a crime. If only he would get a promotion and move on. It's the crime scene where a detective is most useful and effective. Yo, wait a second! I only now just registered Detective Bad's suspenders. And suspenders are very hot. Okay. It's not like I don't know that. Moving on though, Brad, the man that I just passed by, was he not the suspect from the KG-8 incident? So I was right. Just what is the man doing wandering around here? That Faraday, I can't believe he let such an easy catch get away. Imbecile. I would have proved his guilt in 3 minutes. Von Karma, I think you've said enough for now. It's in poor taste to speak like that about the departed. Very well. Back on topic, I'm placing Edgeworth in charge of the investigation. Objection! Your Honor, I love this. Papa, how can you place him in charge? Franziska, what are you doing here? Oh my god, I love her outfit. I'm here for summer vacation. What else? Oh my gosh. Summer vacation. Summer vacation. Okay. Franziska von Karma. So she is here on vacation from Germany. She is the daughter of Manfred von Karma and a student of his who's also junior to me. You're the one who's junior to me, and don't you forget it. She read my thoughts? Okay. You're not conveniently avoiding the bar examination, are you? I feel like her being in tune with Edgeworth's thoughts is so sibling coded. Huh. If you were able to pass, then I'd have absolutely no trouble at all. I'll never allow myself to lose to you. Never! Why does she always have to be this competitive? Anyway, Papa, are you really assigning Miles Edgeworth to cover the case? Yes, I am. Why do you ask? Well, you know, I'm close to becoming a prosecutor myself. And I'm 100% confident that I can do a better job than him. That's just like Franziska. She has no problem bad-mouthing someone right in front of them. Bad? These two will be conducting the investigation. Whoa! Together? You want me to let both of these kids loose on the crime scene? This is a perfect opportunity for them to work on their prosecutorial skills. Crime scene is not a place for children to be messing around in. I'm the one with the authority over this crime scene, Bad, and I will not tolerate complaining. Edgeworth, Franziska, I leave this case to the two of you. Understood, sir. Yes, Papa. I'll go take care of the paperwork now. Remember, I'll accept nothing but a perfect report with both of you. Do not disappoint me. Hold up, Van Karma! Miles Edgeworth. It's been quite some time, Franziska. This would be the perfect chance for us to see which of us is truly worthy of the Von Karma name. Would it kill you to at least say hello? Oh, long time no see. Very good. Just because you became a prosecutor first doesn't mean you can't act all proud. Bro. Ooh, Manny Koshin. Oh boy. She's 13. She's 13. She hasn't changed a bit. Miles Edgeworth, as I was saying.
Sky Nathanson tipped $9.99. They may not be blood related, but they're the best siblings. I love them.
They are adorable. I can't wait for more of these interactions. This is like one thing I really wanted from these games. So this is cool. I hope there's more of it. After this case, at least. We shall see which one of us is worthy of the Von Karma name. For crying out loud, I've been reduced to a babysitter? Oh, I like having a babysitter. Looks like Mr. Von Karma was successful in convincing the detective. That's just like him, he never fails. Now, I'd appreciate it if you could quickly run through the facts, Detective Bad. You're better off checking things out on your own. Very well. Seems like getting help from Detective Bad will be the most arduous task. Oh, wow. Is the only real explanation that they killed each other simultaneously? Miles Edgeworth, you should listen to someone until they are finished talking. What are you talking about? I'll only say it one more time. This is a competition to see who is truly worthy of the Von Karma name. A competition. The person that figures out the truth first wins. So the person who doesn't discover the truth is a dishonor to the name? Exactly! I don't care that you became a prosecutor before me. I simply refuse to hear any more foolish things come from your foolishly foolish mouth. Fine, whatever makes you happy. Can I take that as you accepting my challenge? Once again, whatever makes you happy. Well then, let's begin the investigation, shall we? I'm going to find the perfect evidence and prettily present it like the professional I am. Competing to discover the truth behind the crime, how delightfully childish. You kids over there, hold it! Kid! Serves you right, Miles. He just called you a kid. Oh my god, they're fighting. I said kids, kid. How dare you call me a kid as well? I'll do what I please, and I won't allow you to cause a ruckus on my crime scene. Hey, big guy, you're going to watch over these two. Yes, sir! Detective Bad, sir! Now do what I say from now on, kids, okay? You better not get in our way, Scruffy. She's been calling him Scruffy that long? Oh my god. You'll feel the bite of my whip if you do. And you, prosecutor boy! Let's get your investigation started already, alright? Great, now even that detective is treating me like a child. Alright, it's time to get investigating. Get a move on, prosecutor boy! My name is Miles Edgeworth, and if you were to call me prosecutor boy one more time, it will be my duty as a prosecutor to look into your monthly salary. Damn, this started really early. What would you do with my salary after you saw how much it was? That's up to you now, isn't it? Really? Sounds good, pal. He's so naive. Yeah, I have to get investigating. Bro, I gotta catch a flight. Let's go. Detective Bad, may I have a word with you? What is it? It appears that both the knife and the gun were used as murder weapons. Yeah, it does. That leads us to our first question of the investigation. Where did the men acquire the weapons? The gun was inside of Faraday's bag. It was a piece of evidence that was presented in the trial earlier today. It was used to kill the Codopian embassy staff member. But I never heard anything about the knife. Mr. Rell was being held by the police. There's no way he could have brought it in. Which means it's possible that Faraday had the knife on him from the start as well. Could it have been a piece of evidence that has yet to be presented? But then why doesn't Detective Bad know about it? Wait, what if? It's possible that Mr. Faraday brought the knife in under the guise of prosecutorial evidence. He could have had that could have then brought it out and attacked Mr. Rell with it. Maybe you've got a brain in there after all, kid. Is he going to treat me like a child forever? Looks like Mr. Faraday attacked Mr. Rell first, and then counterattacked. That's the only logical conclusion you can draw from a scene like this. Not yet. I feel that it's much too early to be drawing conclusions already. I must first find conclusive evidence so as to protect the honor of the Von Karma name. Detective Bad, do you have any thoughts on the case? Faraday and Rell, it looks like they killed each other, to me. Although, there are a few things that just don't seem right. And what would they be? Why don't you try thinking on your own first before you bother me, boy? Now I've been downgraded to just boy? Whoa! What is it, Detective Gumshoe? My TV at home is so tiny compared to this one, pal. And perhaps you should purchase a more normal-sized television like this one. Normal size. Let me see here. Wow, this thing is huge. And way too noisy! You're the noisy one, Scruffy. Don't touch it. You'll get your fingerprints all over it. Oh, I didn't touch it. Preservation of the crime scene is the foundation of detective work. The foundation? Sounds like something the rookie here needs to shore up on. Yeah, pal? Have you seen my badge? Hey, so that's a prosecutor's badge, huh? You mentioned that you've only recently become a detective, did you not? You got it. I'm a brand spanking new detective. That means you've probably never seen a real prosecutor's badge, right? If you so happen to want to take a look, I just might be able to make your day. You don't have to go through the trouble, pal, because a real man has a police badge. And someday I'm gonna become an ace detective, just like Detective Bad. This is the same conversation as I said before. Let's return to the investigation. so excited, pal! This is my first real crime scene! Let's get investigating! Detective Gumshoe, I thought investigations were supposed to be conducted in a calm, collected manner. What do you know about running an investigation, little boy prosecutor? I know that at the very least I have a greater grasp than you on what happened here. Why, you? I don't know any more than me, pal! Look, you just stay behind me, boy, and out of the way! Ironic coming from the guy that's been a step behind me the entire case. This is my first time setting foot inside the courthouse. Who would have thought that it'd be my first case as a detective? You know, I get the feeling I'll be coming here a lot more in the future. As a suspect detective? Damn, of course not, pal! This lobby's actually pretty luxurious. I mean, for a defendant's lobby, it's got a pretty big TV. And there's that tea set on the table over there. Bet you didn't know that I thought I like to drink tea. Wow, this room really is decked out. If it means spending time in here, maybe being a suspect isn't such a bad thing after all. I'm beginning to suspect that leaving this detective in charge of anything might be bad. But he is right, this room is rather well furnished. And somewhere in this room, the truth is slumbering. It's time to find it and give it a wake-up call. Detective Gumshoe. What is it, boy? All the people tried to call me that. This detective by far the least qualified. I wanted to ask you about how the investigation is proceeding. See for yourself, pal. Do I do a great detective bad or what? How? Has this man not the professional bone in his body? Very well then, I will inspect the victims' bodies myself. The window is open and there's a fresh flowery scent in the air. The flowers in the garden down there are so gross and ghastly. Do you think maybe you could try offering something useful for a change? Well, at least there's no way someone escaped through this window, pal! They wouldn't wake up and smell the flowers after a fall from the 3rd floor. Are you willfully ignoring the fact that there are also iron bars on the windows? I guess that's there too. Either way, no one can get through these windows, right? They thought of everything when they were designing this courthouse. Very nice. There are some plastic bags stocked up on the table. There's a tea set too, but there doesn't seem to be any sign of a disturbance. The table's all neat and tidy. Maybe they were super quiet in the scuffle. After all, I didn't hear anything from out in the hallway, you know? Maybe the plastic bags scattered on the floor are throwing us off. There's some stuff in the bag, pal. I suppose this was Mr. Faraday's bag. It's probably the trial evidence I was supposed to collect from him. This is evidence? I better not touch it. I'll leave prints on it. Do you just not pay attention to anything you do? This decorative plant's foliage is quite nice. It's actually soothing to be around it. Perhaps I should purchase one for my room. Ha. Ha ha ha. Looks like this sofa is ready to be disposed of. It's so soft. I could sleep on it for 25 hours of the day on this thing. If only I could dispose of him. Edgeworth! Why are there plastic bags scattered all around? Those bags are for keeping evidence safe, pal. I know that much, detective. You sure are good at this stuff, aren't you, pal? Normally, I'd be happy when someone compliments me before knowing it's this guy. Anyway, could these plastic bags be evidence of a fight between the two men? Looks like Mr. Faraday fell on top of Mr. Rel. At first glance, it seems like they must have killed each other. However, the only logical conclusion is... Ah! What was that outburst for? My detective's instinct just hit me real hard. It was Mr. Rel that fell first, see? You don't need a detective's instinct for that. It's common sense. But I suppose we won't know much more than that until after I examine the bodies. I won't rest until I've inspected every crooked nanny! Mr. Faraday, how ironic it is for him to lose his life in a courthouse. Why did it have to be like this? I don't know what to say. I can't believe this happened while I was on watch, pal. Rather than beating yourself up, you should spend your time continuing the investigation. Didn't you become a detective in order to solve crimes? Yeah. Then get back to work. Find out the cause of his murder. Right, I'm on it, pal. First he killed Kodopian Embassy staff member, then he was murdered himself. This guy wasn't exactly an angel, you know. What makes you say that? He's been hauled into the precinct several times for theft and assault, pal. He's definitely the type that you had to have committed a murder or two. He did admit to killing Mr. Deadman. Good point, pal. I knew my detective's intuition was telling me something. Oh my god. Detective's intuition? Do you know about it? It's a special feeling that all we don't have time for this conversation right now. Let's return to the investigation. Looks like Mr. Faraday died while holding the gun in his right hand. So he shot Mr. Rowe and then fell on top of him while still gripping onto the gun. Guess that does kind of seem strange. I mean, why would Mr. Faraday know how to fire a gun? It's not exactly rocket science. Even I know how to pull a trigger. Although, I doubt I'll ever need to use one. I hope I never have to fire a gun either, pal. But it sure does look cool to hold a gun in your hands. It appears that the police's screening procedures need a thorough review. Anyway, I should jot down some notes about the handgun. Why are there plastic bags scattered all around? Those bags are for keeping evidence safe, pal. I know that much, detective. You sure are good at this stuff, aren't you, pal? Okay, this is the same combo. His hand is all black down here, see? I wonder what it could be. If you look closely, this blotching pattern resembles an ink stain. Yes, I usually get ink on my own hand when I use my feather pen. Feather pen? I've never seen one before. Surely you aren't just making it up, pal. Yeah, I'm making it up. Looks like Mr. Rell died with a knife in his hand. There's some blood stuck on it. He must have used this as a weapon. No doubt about it. Is Mr. Faraday carrying this on his personage? Did he bring this as a piece of evidence for the trial? Or did he bring it with a very different intention in mind? I should jot some notes down about it. Mr. Rell's cause of death was from being shot, correct? That's what we think, but it's hard to tell with him lying face down. Death is bad enough, but it's truly lamentable if someone would try to hide the truth. Are you sure that you were trying to hide something? I can't confirm Mr. Rell's cause of death with his body positioned like that. Detective Bad, I'd like to examine the bodies in further detail. What's this? You're not able to form a theory with them the way that they are? I believe an examination of the bodies is vital to finding the perfect evidence, don't you? I suppose you do have a point. Well, hurry up and get on with it. Labby? Yes, sir. We've taken enough photos of the scene, sir. And there you have it. Do you not approve? Of course not. Investigation of a crime scene is the work of a detective, so don't touch a thing. Hey, big fella, turn over the bodies for me, will ya? Okay. Please forgive me, Mr. Faraday, sir. Gumshoe, do not get emotionally involved. Remember, you're a detective. Yes, sir! Understood, sir! Oh, fuck. I won't rest until I've inspected every cock! Okay. Shot in the chest. It takes some guts to fire a gun in the courthouse. I mean, I've been a detective for a whole week and I still haven't fired a single round yet. There aren't any burn marks on his clothes. That must mean burn marks. A round grows very hot, as it is discharged from firearm. Therefore, burn marks are usually left when a shot is fired from point-blank range. Ergo, Mr. Rell must have been shot from at least a yard or two away. You sure do know a bunch of neat stuff for your age. Apparently, this detective has as much common knowledge as your everyday marsupial. Who uses the term marsupial? Looks like Mr. Faraday was stabbed with this knife that Mr. Rell is holding. What's wrong, detective? My stomach started to hurt from just thinking about being stabbed. Just keep your mind on the case, all right? There's something in his breast pocket. It's a fountain pen. You know, I always keep a pencil behind my ear. It's because Detective Bad is always telling me, you should always write your name on everything you own. Yes, somehow you do strike me as quite a forgetful individual. Mr. Faraday is holding a gun in his right hand. That's the one Mr. Rel got blown away by, right? Labby, your answer? We found that the ballistic markings do match that gun. Ballistic markings are the figurative fingerprints a gun leaves on a bullet when fired. Every gun leaves its own unique ballistic markings. Therefore, by looking at the markings on the bullet, you can tell which gun it came from. Oh, that's it. Of course, I already knew all about that, pal. Maybe you'd better go, you're better off going back from there. Come on, sir. Cut me some slack, will ya? So the bullet that was fired from this gun is what felled Mr. Rowe. There's a knife wound in his chest here, huh? See? I wonder if the wound matches the knife Mr. Rowe is holding. Verifying now, sir. Make it quick. From the look of things, one could deduce that the knife Mr. Rowe is holding is what killed Mr. Faraday. Let us now try to understand how the two men died. Mr. Faraday took the gun and the knife out from today's trial of evidence. Then he aimed the gun at Mr. Rel and fired. However, Mr. Rel managed to grab the knife and counter Mr. Faraday while being shot. Then the two men fell together where they stood. That is my theory in any case. What a crazy way to go. Something about that explanation just doesn't seem right. Okay. I believe I now have a firmer grasp on what happened here. Let's see if I can put together some things. So, neat and tidy table. Plastic bags used to store evidence are strewn all over. Mr. Faraday has ink on his left hand. Why is there ink? Okay, let's go with this first. That splotch on Mr. Faraday's hand. I wonder if it might be the ink from his fountain pen. Oh, let's ask the lab guy. Detective Gumshoe, I confirm that the substance on Mr. Faraday's hand is the ink from his fountain pen. Does shit like this actually happen that fast? I feel like it doesn't. You know, I've always wanted to say that, even if it was just one time in my life. Good work! If Mr. Faraday wrote with his fountain pen in his left hand, I think it's fair to assume he was left-handed. It appears that Mr. Faraday's pen is very important to our case as well. Okay, if you say so, pal. So, no human can climb through these barred windows. The scent of flowers is in the air. I feel like none of these things go together. But I feel like they have to at this point. Oh, I can talk to Francisca again. Huh, I see. Did you figure something out? This is a competition, Miles, and as such, I'd appreciate it if you didn't talk to me. As you wish. Oh. Wait, I was... Huh? The TV has been left on. Why are you looking at me like that? It wasn't me! I didn't touch anything! Gumshoe, you do know what will happen to you if you touch something again. Right? Oh, I won't touch anything! I won't even go anywhere near the TV, sir! And you! Get back to your investigation! I was planning to do so anyway. Oops. Oops. We gotta bounce. Bye, Alan! I hope you have a fantastic couple days while I'm gone. Oops. Wrong button again. Alright, I guess I'm gonna have to put some of these together. There is a very tidy pile of plastic bags on the table, and yet a portion of them wound up scattered on the floor as well. It's not likely that the ones on the floor were knocked over during a struggle, in which case, might there not be another explanation as to how they got there? Another reason? I believe it's possible that the blood on the outside of the bag is related somehow. Please get that blood away from me, pal. Detective Gumshoe, whose blood is on this bag? Hold on, let me ask the lab guy. Wait till you get a load of this, pal. It's Faraday's. Oh, and the technician said that they didn't find anything else or in the bag either. It would appear that this bag is a very important piece of evidence. If you say so, I'll leave it in your hands, pal. I guess there's not much left to investigate, huh? They really did kill each other. No, we can't conclude that quite yet. There's still something I find very peculiar here. The theory that they simply killed one another is too simplistic in this case. In fact, there is actually a contradiction that shows that there is another possibility. I suppose I will just have to show you the contradiction in this crime scene. I'm just gonna go for it. I haven't looked at my evidence in a while, though. I've gained a lot of shit. So I have a handgun. Crime scene notes. Oh, I should probably check the fountain pen further. It seems Mr. Faraday was in the habit of using very nice fountain pens. That's the total opposite of me. I don't get those things at all. Well, I think the pencil behind your ears suits you just fine. Really? You think so, pal? Man, I knew it was worth something. It wasn't exactly a compliment, detective. This looks like a quality nib. Let me test it out. Whoa, that's really nice. I got ink all over my hand. Detective Gumshoe, don't ever play with the evidence like that again. Okay. Plastic bag. This blood here is from Mr. Faraday, but there are no other clues to be found, which begs the question, do I need to put this bag inside another bag in order to preserve it as evidence? You know, that's a good question. I didn't think about that. Okay, so victim, burn and mackerel, time of death, approximately 4 p.m. Discovered immediately after a gunshot was heard. Faraday died of a knife stab to the chest. Rel died of a bullet wound to the chest. There is no gunpowder burn on his clothes, suggesting he was shot from yards away. What happened to the note of him being left-handed? Oh, left-handed. Yeah, okay.
Eureka!
Now we come to face-to-face with the contradiction I spoke of, and it is this. Mr. Faraday used his left hand to write with this fountain pen. Ergo, he is left-handed. And yet the handgun is in his right hand. Don't you find it odd that the left-handed Mr. Faraday would hold the gun in his right hand? That, ladies and gentlemen, is the contradiction haunting this crime scene. Hey, you're right, pal. That does seem kind of strange. How could something like that happen? The facts add up to one conclusion, and one alone. Someone else put the gun in Mr. Faraday's hand after he died. Someone else? Plastic bags scattered on the floor and a gun in the wrong hand. I sense the presence of a shadowy figure behind this case. A person of vile intent who is serious upon keeping the truth from us. We did it. Take that, Franziska. I shouldn't be so mean. We're children. Here's the autopsy report. It is probable that Mr. Rel survived for a short time after he was shot. However, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously from his stabbing. Interesting. It looks like we now know everything we need to know about this case. Are you sure we know everything? Of course. The incident began with Mr. Faraday attempting to get his revenge. The prosecutor went into a rage from being accused and tried to kill the defendant. But the defendant fought back and they ended up killing each other. She got it! Francesca solved it! It's all very clear and simple. There is absolutely no margin for doubt. Do you really believe that to be the truth? Huh, are you saying that just because I figured out the truth before you? That you don't want to believe it's true? It's alright if you disagree with my argument, then prove me wrong. Well, if there are any contradictions to be found, that is. Don't worry, I will. Oh god, here we go. Mr. Faraday's death was instantaneous, while Mr. Rel survived for a short time. From this, it is obvious that Mr. Faraday died after he shot Mr. Rel, and Mr. Rel, while on the brink of death, stole Mr. Faraday's knife and stabbed him. Those are the facts of this case. That is so, Francesca. Mr. Faraday's death was instantaneous, therefore he must have attacked first. Proving that logic to be false is probably the fastest way to show her that she's wrong. In that case, I should first look for any holes in her theory. Ugh.
Hold it!
Do you truly believe that Mr. Faraday died instantaneously? I have the murder report right here. Mr. Faraday died instantaneously of shock due to being stabbed in the chest. There, you see? It's been documented clear as day. Okay.
Hold it!
Mr. Faraday shot Mr. Rell before he died? Do you have any basis for that statement? Your foolishness has no end, does it? Now, I hate to repeat myself, however, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously. That's all the basis I need. So if Mr. Faraday died instantaneously, then he must have attacked Mr. Rell before being stabbed. You're finally beginning to catch on. And Mr. Rell, while on the brink of death, stole Mr. Faraday's knife and stabbed him. So, you believe that the dying Mr. Rell stole the knife from Mr. Faraday. Mr. Rell became desperate as he did not want to die. Human beings can do amazing things when they are put to that test. So the two men struggled, and in the end, Mr. Rell was able to grab the knife and stab Mr. Faraday. The messy condition of this room is a testament to their struggle. Yes, my logic is perfectly sound. Can you really say that it's perfect? What are you insinuating? Nothing. However, I can't let what you said slide by without further inquiry. One must be clear and precise. So, if you could append that statement to your testimony, fine.
Hold it!
About this statement. Mr. Rell used all of his remaining strength to take the knife and defend himself. One can easily see that they had a violent struggle. Of course, it's nothing compared to what my riding crop can do. Ooh! How does one compare the damage her crop can do with the state of this room? Furthermore, all the plastic bags on this floor in this room were scattered there due to the fight. Is there anything else that I can explain for you? No, that will be fine. Those are the facts.
Hold it!
Claiming speculation as fact already, don't you feel that the evidence is a bit lacking? You'll find all the evidence you need just by looking around this room. Mr. Faraday collapsed on top of Mr. Rell. In addition, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously, making a counterattack impossible. Furthermore, the room is a total mess from their fight. Hey, I dare say that there's more evidence here than you could whip a whip at. It looks like she's becoming more and more confident, and looking at this place, she might have a right to. After all, everything here seems to support her theory. Looks like you're starting to see my point. I've as good as won our little competition. I should compare her claim with the data I've gathered. I just know that there's a contradiction somewhere. Oh boy, oh gee.
Objection!
Miles, I love you. If the two men were fighting, their struggle would have surely caused quite a bit of noise. However, Detective Gumshoe just testified that he heard absolutely nothing. Oh, you place too much faith in that detective's testimony, you know. But for the sake of argument, let's say that there wasn't a fight. How then did Mr. Rell get his hands on the knife? Mr. Faraday's bag was sitting right here in lobby number 2. It is not hard to imagine that perhaps Mr. Rell saw a chance and took it out at some point. So, what you're saying is this. Mr. Rell took a chance when he saw the opportunity and took the knife from the bag. And then Mr. Faraday shot Mr. Rell after being stabbed. Isn't there something strange in Franziska's statement just now? It all makes sense. Something doesn't add up. It's simply not possible for Mr. Faraday to have shot Mr. Rell after being stabbed.
Take that!
According to the coroner's report, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously, meaning... Dude, Franziska, you said this 3 times in your testimony, girl! That he died immediately upon being stabbed. Dude, Franziska! How many times did you say that? He could not possibly have fired the gun after that. Oh, you got me. Oh my god, girl. That was embarrassing. If the report is correct, then there is only one correct explanation. If we suppose that Mr. Rell attacked first, then Mr. Faraday, who died instantaneously, would have been unable to kill Mr. Rell. Therefore, Mr. Rell must have stabbed Mr. Faraday after he was shot, then they both died. That is the only explanation that makes logical sense. Negating your opponent's ideas in order to prove your own theory. I see that you've been studying, Franziska. I just wanted to explain it to you as simple as possible before you foolishly propose a foolish theory that only a foolish fool like you could. How naive of you to believe that only your opinions are valid, and still expect to discover the truth that the crime scene offers you. Francisco, you're still got a ways to go. What are you talking about? Are you saying that there's a flaw in my logic? Mr. Faraday died instantly, and the fact that he did is what gives rise to the contradiction in this scene. The contradiction here in this crime scene is...
Ayo, I made it to an Ace Attorney stream.
Hey, you, Dual, thank you for the 4-month resub. I appreciate it. There is a contradiction in the order you say the crime scene. Objection! Oh, in that case, why don't you prove the contradiction already? Miles Edgeworth, remember that we Von Karmas must strive to be perfect in every way. Damn, brutal. And that kind of half-baked answer can hardly be called perfect, now can it? Dang, bro, you got roasted. Let me get this straight. What you are arguing is this. Mr. Faraday took the gun from his evidence bag and shot Mr. Rell. Then, the wounded Mr. Rell found an opportunity to take the knife and strike back. Upon being stabbed, Mr. Faraday died on the spot and Mr. Rell died thereafter. If that's the case, then how do you explain this? Take a good look at the order in which their bodies are piled. Mr. Faraday's body is lying on top of Mr. Rell's, therefore, Mr. Rell must have died before Mr. Faraday. I agree that it seems strange no matter what angle you approach it from, which means that the real mystery behind this crime scene that we must solve is... No, not so fast, Miles Edgeworth! I simply think that you want to think a bit more outside the box. And it's even clearer now that the incident started with Mr. Faraday's murderous intent. Oh boy. She sure bounced back quickly. An explanation won't be enough this time. It's going to take some serious, some very decisive evidence to prove her wrong. Oh boy. Here we go. It was just chance that Mr. Faraday's body fell on top of Mr. Rell's. The two bodies fell into a pile, which indicates that they attacked each other at the same time. It really doesn't matter in the slightest that they fell in the opposite order. Oh, it doesn't matter in the slightest. Okay. Alright, here we go. Find the hole in her logic. Whew.
Hold it!
Objection! Okay. Uh-oh. Hold up, chat. Hold up. Emergency. I got an emergency situation. Give me a second, chat. My flight was delayed, which means I missed my connection, so I gotta make an emergency call here. Means I can stream longer, but I do need to solve this, so give me a sec. I cannot make my connection, so it's not worth going on my first flight, you know? Okay. I just need to make a call. It hopefully should be quick. Okay, I will, I will be right back, sorry. Okay, they're working on it for me. Thank you. Okay, man, this is not a good place to stop. But like, I feel like just in case, I feel like I should head to the airport early so I can catch another flight, possibly. Possibly. Ah, fuck. I don't know if I should like keep going. Cause like, why head to the airport if I don't even know what flight I'm catching, you know? But, we're in a tight spot here. I always hate when companies, like, you know, whenever you book a flight, I always think it's good practice to give yourself at least a 2-hour layover with the connecting flight, because nowadays, like, 80% of the time, flights are always delayed, man. They're always delayed. So if your flight gets delayed even 15 minutes, you're missing your connection. It is so annoying. So I hate having flights that only have like less than an hour of a layover. I'm like, I'm gonna miss it. I know it every single time. I'm gonna miss it. Flights are never on time. It's... Okay, anyway, I'll keep going. But if I have to take a call, I'm gonna leave my ringer on so that I can hear if someone calls me. But they are sorting it out for me. Okay. You're a real one-trick... Did I miss the one? Pressing someone's testimony in order to gain some time to think. You're a real one-trick pony, aren't you? It's too bad your trick only works on fools. That wasn't my intent. I simply wish for more details as to how Mr. Faraday ended up on top of Mr. Rell. Someone's impatient. I was just about to explain everything to you, so do you think that you can hold on for a minute? You had a 3-hour layover for a connection and I still almost missed it? Oh, Jesus, that's so... It's very annoying. Like, how hard is it for a flight to be on time nowadays? Literally impossible. That's just it. I'll hold on if you hold onto that whip of yours. Oh, I'll hold on to it all right, as I whip you. Well, now that you've quieted down a bit, I'd like to continue, if you don't mind. It wasn't even the flight, the airport was just packed as hell. Oh wow, that's annoying.
Hold it!
The two fell on top of each other? Don't you find that to be just a bit strange? Not at all. I can see it in her eyes. She's dead set against me from the bottom of her heart. Miles Edgeworth, once I'm done here, you'll see that there's nothing strange at all. Now then, the two men fell into a pile.
Hold it!
What do you mean by they attacked each other at the same time? I assume Mr. Faraday had the two different weapons in his hands. He made it to attack Mr. Rell while holding both the knife and revolver. And then, after Mr. Faraday fired the gun, Mr. Rell grabbed the knife as he was falling and stabbed Mr. Faraday. That is how Mr. Rell wound up on the bottom with Mr. Faraday on top. At close range, that is more than possible. Yes, it's possible, but... Well, if you have any other ideas, then show me what you've got. Oh, I will, and to that extent, I'd like for you to append what you just said to your testimony. I don't see any point to that, but as you please.
Hold it!
Oh, oops, no! Crystal, this is not the time. Why did they need— oh my god, the gunshot sound effect. They did not need that. All right, present. Oh, wait, I'm not on the right statement.
Objection!
So you believe that they killed each other at close range? Sorry, but that's impossible. Just as it is written in the crime scene notes, the firing of the handgun did not leave gunpowder burn on Mr. Rell's clothes. Therefore, Mr. Rell and the gun must have been separated by a distance of at least 2 or 3 yards. This is by far the biggest contradiction. The two bodies are piled up on each other, yet the gun was fired from a distance. And with there being no chance that Mr. Rell moved that far after being shot, that leaves only one possible explanation. Completely foolish lie and a foolish thought from a thoroughly foolish fool. And if I'm not right, then who was it that made the first move with the intent to kill, huh? The person that attacked first with murderous intent. That would be neither man. Here in this room, contradictions appear no matter which man we claim attacked first. There can only be one other explanation. There was a third person here. It was that third person who killed both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell and set their bodies up to make it look like a double murder. That person is the real culprit. Miles Edgeworth, there's just one thing you're missing. Exactly. Everything you've said up until now is nothing but a story played out in your head. However, this is where the real test begins. Can you prove that there was a third person involved in this crime? Of course, if a third person was truly here, that fact would resolve the glaring contradiction. The proof that this has all been a setup, made to look like they killed each other. I'll present it and lay bare the final piece of the puzzle that's not yet been placed. What is the piece of evidence that proves that there is a third person involved?
Take that!
The gun in Mr. Faraday's hand and the plastic bag with his blood on it, these two items point to the presence of a third person. Recall Detective Gumshoe's testimony. I was in the hallway the whole time. Okay, this just happened. And I have a testimony thing for it. If there wasn't a struggle in this room, then there shouldn't be any plastic bags on the ground. Meaning that someone else must have deliberately scattered them around. Do you not see the possibility in this? Disregarding the gun for the moment, there's a high probability of blood splatter from a knife when a knife is used on a person. If the culprit held the knife with a plastic bag around it, then they could use the bag to catch any blood splatter from when they withdrew the knife. Then, by spreading a few more bags around, mixing the bloody one in with them, and arranging the room to make it look like there was a struggle between the two, they were able to conceal their presence. We did it! We still got a long way to go in this investigation.
Objection!
Whose objection is that? Oh, hers? Oh, the judge! What the heck's up with you, pal? I advise you to put to place Detective Gumshoe under arrest. What? Thank you for the donation. Oh my god. What's the meaning of this? Looks like you're not man enough to disciple your own subordinates. Don't you dare. That detective claims he was there, standing in front of the door the entire time. But I have it on good authority that it was all a giant lie. Mr. Yu, I ask that you explain that last statement. I saw it with my own eyes, I tell you! During the recess, there was a period of time when there was no one in the hallway. See, Mr. Bad. So I ask you, what would a detective who was supposedly doing his job the whole time want to fabricate such a lie? Did you kill Faraday? No, of course not, sir! It would appear that the one who set this whole crime scene up is that detective, which basically renders his testimony a complete lie and wholly invalid. Looks like your perfect logic has just come tumbling down, Miles. Why did we play that again? Was that statement really a lie? Detective Gumshoe, you're now a suspect in the murder of 2 men. Now spit out the truth or so help me. I haven't lied to anyone, sir, honest! I really was there! I was in the hallway near the whole time! Detective Bad, I ask that you please do not act without my permission. After all, I'm the one who is heading up this investigation, am I not? Don't talk like you know what's going on, boy. All I want is for the investigation to run perfectly. Perfection is the only wish of a disciple of Von Karma. Therefore, before you take Detective Gumshoe into custody, I'd like to set the record straight on something. What should I ask Detective Gumshoe about? Motive. I suppose the one thing I'd like to clarified is Detective Gumshoe's motive for committing this crime. Motive, huh? Gumshoe, you got a grudge against Faraday or anything? No, sir, not me. Not a single bad thing against Mr. Faraday, sir.
Objection!
You really have a problem with lying, don't you, Detective Gumshoe? I'm telling you, I am not lying! The more unnatural you act, the more suspicious you become, you know. If you want a motive, Edgeworth, I have one for you right here. Could you please share it with us? However, be warned that I won't hesitate to object to flights of fancy, because all I'm interested in is the perfect explanation. You're serious, aren't you? Fine, you amuse me, so I'll humor you with a little courtroom practice. Oh no, I can't do this right now. Okay, chat, I actually am gonna go. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I'm gonna head to the airport and I'll figure it out there, but I don't think it's wise for me to keep going. So, let me see. Oh wait, hold on. Okay. Yeah, I think it's wise for me to go. So, I will see you guys. Well, I don't know. What if my flight doesn't work out and I'm actually streaming tomorrow? I don't fucking know. I'll just... I'll see you guys whenever. If not, it's gonna be a really late Thursday stream whenever I return, so... It'll be like a 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. Eastern time Thursday night stream, but for now, I'm gonna head out. Alright, I'll see you guys then, or maybe tomorrow if this doesn't work out. Bye!